Next couple of bits of news then. I'll just mention this because I think it's not a huge story to discuss, but Warface have added a 32-player Battle Royale mode, which I think is pretty cool. It's the free-to-play game, not to be confused with Warframe. It's Warface. I know they've got very similar names, but yeah, go and play it. 32-player Battle Royale. It's more value for money, which is great. And I want to get onto this bit of news this week, which is Reggie is going to be launching a new podcast called Talking Games with Reggie and Harold, raising money for the New York Video Game Critics Circle nonprofits mentoring work. The 7-part podcast is going to start in mid-May. We did allow him to. We had a discussion with him, and obviously, he was going to be part of our team. But we all agreed that because there was non-profit mentoring involved, that we would allow him to break off and do his own thing, Anton.
Yeah, and we've already got like a podcast Twitter account. It isn't competitive with ours. If it's not competitive, but it looks like a really good show outside of our banter. But yeah, I'm really excited because I don't know if you've ever listened to any of his lectures, which he did for I think it was University of New York, I believe. Those were very insightful, and he seems like a lot more laid back and free talking when he's not running one of the biggest video game companies in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's when he's not being Mr. Corporate, Mr. FILS-AMIE is, I think, a pretty good guy. I mean, there's a lot of people have a lot of love for Reggie, so he's clearly a decent bloke, and the fact he's actually kind of wanting to do this is great. He's got a good rep, he's carrying it on, and I, for one, am actually looking forward to listening to this podcast, because, well, why wouldn't you want to listen to Reggie speaking, and Harold, for that matter?
Yeah, James, are you going to be downloading?
I think so, yeah. As we say, Reggie is great when he's running a business, but he's great when he's not as well. So many things like E3 and with Mega 64 and things, he's got a really good sense of humour. So I'm hoping all this comes out. I didn't know he did lectures and things, so that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's all business related, but he does anecdote a lot. And then he goes off in tangents because he's not actually a lecturer and he has no experience, but I love it nonetheless. And I'm the only thing I'm disappointed with is 7 episodes. I feel like this kind of thing, I hope like they get to episode 7, they get into it, and they're like, you know what, we'll keep this going. More money for charity.
I suspect what they've done is probably record it over 2 or 3 days and then change that into their 7 episodes by process of editing, and they've realised that they have 7 episodes worth. It's probably how they've done it, because they've not time stamped it by talking about new releases or things like we do. So I suspect they've done it that way. Hence the 7 episodes. So if there's a good reaction, we may well see a second series of that. And obviously, when Reggie, if you're listening to this week's episode 63 and you want to come on and tell everyone about your podcast, that's fine with us. We're happy to cross promote your podcast. So come on next week and we'll get you to talk about it. No problem at all.